Out of order. Can I get roll call, please?
Mayor Gerardo Sanchez,
Present.
Vice Mayor Matias Rosales,
Present.
Councilmember Mario Buchanan Jr.,
Present.
Councilmember Luis Cabrera,
Present.
Councilmember Africa Luna Carrasco,
Present.
Councilmember Jose Ponce, Councilmember Gloria Torres.
Present.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Can we all, Councilmember Torres, can you lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilmember Torres. Chief?
Good evening, Mayor. Let's pray. Father, we come to you tonight, humble hearts, knowing what's going on in our nation. We thank you that it seems as if this pandemic is at least starting to take a turn in a great direction. We thank you. We pray that you would give us again wisdom tonight as we try to hit many moving needles coming out of our government in Washington and in the state of Arizona, Lord, as you begin to move and all of the bills that have to be looked at and passed by cities and towns and law enforcement and the rest that do your business and government officials. And we pray that you would give us the wisdom to ascertain what we need to do, decide, and what we need to do. We thank you for our community and the support that they have given us over the years, and we pray that that would continue. I pray blessings upon the mayor and vice mayor and council and staff tonight, as well as our community, and pray that our numbers would continue to go down with COVID-19 so that we can get back to maybe something that might be considered normal. We ask it in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Chief. We're going to go ahead and go with the consent agenda. All matters considered routine by City Council will be enacted by one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. At this point in time, I would like to remove item number 4C and put item number 4C in the discussion and possible action items. This item was supposed to be in our last workshop, but for some, I guess there was a typo or there was a problem with the way it was written. It was put today, but it is not a consent agenda, so I'm removing it from the consent agenda. Minutes of regular council meeting held January 27, 2021, special council meeting held February 3rd, 2021, disbursements from February 1st, 2021 to February 12th, 2021. Total disbursement was $779,158.44. I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda with 4C being moved into the discussion and possible action items.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Thank you. There's a motion. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 4C, discussion and possible action on all matters regarding authorization to purchase a complete addition fully equipped dispatch console using fiscal year 2020-2021 capital projects budgeted funds. Chief, or who's going to report?
Yep, thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. Good evening. I first of all want to apologize, as when I went in to approve this particular item, it should have been under the regular discussion and action tonight. My apologies for that particular oversight. As you know, during our CIP money that was the council awarded for this particular project, it is of great need now that this fourth console go forward. Obviously, we waited to where COVID-19 and all of the budget was looking much better, which we have been advised that it has, and we'd like to go forward with this. You'll notice that the total cost for items is $118,000 and some change. There are several different moving parts. One, the building of the fourth console, YRCS as far as some of the IT, and Derek as far as the IT implementation and stations that would need to be present as well. All of those will come in under the original budget of $120,000. We're asking you to move forward. I want to preface that, and I'll make obviously more light about the call volume and why this is so important. So last year at Retreat, we had about 38,000 calls for service in 2019. In 2020, we had 68,000. We literally doubled call for service this past year. So we are really going to try to move this as forward as fast as we possibly can to get that fourth station in. And we thank you for looking at this from a capital improvement perspective and the foresight to make this happen.
Chief, I just wanted to say that I know our numbers were increasing. I know fire, their numbers have been increasing also in the probably in the 1,000 plus. And I didn't realize that the calls doubled. I realized that the PD is always busy. It's getting busier, and I think you were right. I think another council for dispatch is required, and it will definitely facilitate the doubling of calls that we've received. And Chief, sorry to tell you this, but the numbers are going to go up again. I mean, they're going to go up.
That they are.
Our population is growing, and we're still growing. And a lot of calls are going to come from the Avenida F and all that group. So there's a lot of people that live there now. So no, I think this would be an asset to the PD. But I'm going to go ahead and open the floor for discussion and see what council thinks. Vice Mayor? Comments, questions, or concerns?
No, sir. I am good to go.
Good. Councilmember Africa Carrasco, any comments, questions, or concerns?
None, Mayor. I'm also good to go.
Thank you. Gloria Torres, comments, questions, or concerns?
No, Mayor, if they need it, if there's monies in the budget, it was okay for me.
Thank you, Gloria. Councilmember Mario Buchanan Jr.
No, Mayor, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank
Let's
you.
move forward.
Perfect. Councilmember Luis Carrera, questions, concerns?
Just a quick question, Chief, will you be hiring additional staff or the staff that you currently have are going to be using this?
We'll be able to staff it with what we have. We're actually down 3 dispatchers. It's been very, very, very difficult to fill those positions over the past 2 years, believe it or not. I know that Yuma PD has had the same issues as well, but we are in the process of 1 coming on board very shortly. We have 2 more that are in the testing process. So we should be able to fill out all of the positions in dispatch finally, which is good news. We really have been working overtime. But I do see down the road at some particular point that we'll need to add some additional staff down the road. I see that as about a year away. So don't look for that this fiscal year budget, but look for that next fiscal year budget as well. But appreciate the question and thank you for that question.
Thank you. No further questions.
Thank you, Luis. If there's any further questions, I'm going to go ahead and entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve the purchase of additional fully equipped dispatch station not to exceed $120,000 as presented.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Thank you, Council.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council.
We're going to go with item number 5A, discussion and possible action in all matters regarding the authorization to approve Western Waterworks for the required sampling for the water division and the remaining of the fiscal year 2021-2022. Mr. Elogio Vera, Director of Public Works.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council. So I bring this item tonight mainly to get your authorization to continue using Western Waterworks for testing. They have done testing for San Luis pretty much since the San Luis or the municipality started taking care of the water distribution to our residents. Our procurement code sort of requires to go out to bid, but this is one of those where it's very important for the water department to have the continuity of the same tester, because we don't want to run into compliance issues down the line, and if we were to change, let's say, a tester every year because low bid or things like that. When we have, right now, the way it works, when we have any issues, questions with compliance with ADEQ, Western Waterworks would help us stay ahead of those issues that or changing of rules or testing requirements. So it's one of those things that the continuity is very critical. They stay ahead of the game as far as keeping us in compliance and as well as planning the different testing that's required as the city grows. The frequency is one of the things that changes, and the points of testing as well. So that's where the staff recommends, us keeping Western Waterworks for our testing consultant, let's say.
I know, Mr. Vera, I know the testing, I'll actually look at the reports and what the city publishes. I believe, do you publish, is it yearly or is it twice a year? You publish it?
Yeah, we publish the water quality report every year, and the testing requirement changes as the city population grows.
Yeah.
And that's where we haven't had any ADQ complaints for the last, the supervisor sent me an email, but I think for the last 12 or 16 years. So, we've been good with ADQ, but a lot has to do with making sure we get our testing done in time and in the appropriate way.
No, and Mr. Vera, and I thank you for your work. And I remember when we were having issues of the water quality was an issue when we first started. And the investment we did, the multi-million-dollar investment in the filtration system and the different connections, and it does make a difference. But at the same time, with the growth, you require more testing. Thank you, Mr. Vera. And I have no problem with this company. They've done a great job. I know they also do the testing for other communities.
That is correct. They do a lot of testing throughout the state. They are the testers for City of Somerton, and they've been the testers for City of Somerton for many, many years. I'm not sure if they do Welton as well, but I know confirmed is Somerton, us, but they do a lot for the smaller municipalities. Like City of Yuma, they have sort of their own lab. But like I said, in the area confirmed, for sure, City of Somerton.
Good, very good. I have no problem. I'm gonna open up for discussion. Vice Mayor?
Oh, sir, thank you for bringing this up. We need to make sure we're in compliance and don't get in trouble in the future. We've done very good, and we need to get it done. Thank you.
Thank you. Africa Luna Carrasco, comments, questions, or concerns?
None, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Luis Cabrera, any comments, questions, or concerns?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Gloria Torres, any comments, questions, or concerns?
No, not Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Mario Buchanan Jr., any comments, questions, or concerns?
None, Mayor.
Thank you. So if there's no comments, questions, concerns, I'm gonna now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I hereby move for the reasons stated to waive formal purchase procedures to acquire the services of Western Waterworks to provide consultation and testing for the Water Services Division for the current fiscal year and for fiscal year 2021 to 2022.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 5B, discussion and possible action on matters regarding the approval of a contract for the lift station 300 repairs. Mr. Rivera, Public Works Director.
This item here that I bring tonight, that's been like an emergency repair for some time now. We just haven't been able to get a contractor. We were almost about to bring it to council almost 2 months ago. And then there were changes in COVID and the vaccination was coming out. So there was like a hold put on the contractor side. They wanted to get vaccines. So right now we're back to being ready to move forward. But this is really consists of replacing the discharge pipes in lift station 300. That's the main lift station in San Luis. I mean, we have other two large lift stations, but this one pumps the largest amount of wastewater in town. we got, originally there were 3 contractors that were interested and gave us quotes, and then, which was DP, Yuma Valley Contractors, and Pilkington. But then Pilkington decided to stay out of it, and they weren't ready to try and do the work at this point. So, but we're ready now, and these 2 contractors are ready. DP is the lowest bidder with 81,000. But this consists of, confined space entry, pumping, wastewater 24/7. So it's a complicated project of short duration, and it's very important for us to get it done as soon as we can.
Mr. Red, I have a question for you. Is this lift station, are we talking about the one on Cesar Chavez Boulevard?
Yes, this is one on Cesar Chavez Boulevard and next to the intersection with Hidalgo.
Okay, yeah. No, all these lift stations are very important, very crucial to the continuance of San Luis growth, and we need to continue indefinitely. No, definitely have to do the repairs. So I have no questions or concerns on that one. I'm gonna go ahead and open the floor. Vice Mayor? Se fue.
Sorry, someone's at the door. Yeah, I'm good to go. We need to get that one done.
Good. Let's see here. Africa Luna Carrasco.
No questions, Mayor.
Thank you. Luis Cabrera, comments, questions, or concerns?
No questions. Thank you, Eulogio.
Thank you. Gloria Torres, comments, questions, or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Mario Buchanan Jr., comments, questions, or concerns?
None, Mayor, none.
Okay, thank you. There's no more comments, questions, or concerns. I will now entertain a motion.
Hi, Mayor. I move to transfer 81,000 from the capital outlay budget to the maintenance other budget through the contracting with DP, the lowest quote in the amount of 81,000, and waive the formal purchasing procedures for the reason presented.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Thank you, Council. Thank you, Mr. Vera. You got one more. 5C, discussion and possible action on all matters regarding the City of San Luis, the purchase of slurry seal application services from the American Pavement Preservation for the application of Type 2 slurry seal as part of the fiscal year 2020-2021 pavement preservation projects and budget transfers. Mr. Vera?
So this is the time of the year, again, where we do slurry application to our streets. Back in November, we did a little bit over $200,000 worth of slurry seal application. This year, we have in the budget 350, so we were gonna do the remainder this time around. But in the item I explained, we're trying to do a little bit more than the budgeted, since we have some HERF funds available, because some of the projects are not moving as far as we wanted or planned, just because of the right-of-way acquisition delays. But we decided to incorporate this, add the streets that are next to the schools. Right now, traffic is slow, pedestrian traffic is slow, so we're deciding to add 10th Avenue, 6th Avenue, and 8th Avenue. We've been sticking to the subdivisions before, so that's the reason we're exceeding the $350,000 originally budgeted. And we're asking, I believe it's 80,000 additional to cover for these additional streets. That would put us in the range of, for the year, 430 for the year. With that said, they're coming to Yuma in March. So this will just get us ready to be able to move forward with a slurry application. Just a reminder, this is a piggyback to Yuma, City of Yuma's contract under procurement process, which is attached. I don't know if there's any questions. The areas that we're looking at doing is, can't remember the name of the subdivisions. but it's in the same order we've been doing it in the past years, but pretty much they consist of 3 subdivisions north of Cesar Chavez Boulevard between 4th and 8th Avenue. So those are the 3 blocks here. Just south of City Hall is what that subdivision, and then the two subdivisions to the east.
The one down below, that one's with the grant that we're looking to redo the Penny Streets down over there in, what is it, Los Jardines Phase 2 or 3, whatever it is over there?
That's the plan. On that one, we have the design ready to put it out to bid, the actual repaving, and that'll be taking care of Desierto, the part of San Felipe. Those are the remainder of the really, really bad streets.
Yeah, the last few que están ahí, ¿verdad? Como Villa y todo eso. I mean, las praderas y eso.
Right, and those will be repaving, not slurry. So you should see that item coming to you here in the next few weeks or in the next month. We're doing the curb repairs and the minor repairs that need to be taken care of by us, by city staff. But like I said, those are repaving. I mean, those are beyond any slurry or chipsy or patching. It's just too bad of condition. But with that item, once it comes to you, I mean, that will be really the last of the worst streets in town. Right now, this will be just slurry. It's mainly pavement preservation.
Thank you, Mr. Vera. One of the things that I've read over the last couple of weeks, there were some comments from some residents saying that why does the city waste so much money just sealing the cracks? And I don't think these residents understand that. How much did it cost to actually completely replace the street? An estimate?
Yeah,
on the lower projects?
So just as a like a guide, the slurry application that we've been doing between we sort of vary it depending on the condition of the street, but in average, what we're planning on doing is probably a $1.35 a square yard. That's what we will be applying this time, and I think that's what we applied last time in November. But if it's a really good street, it will cost us $1.15 per square yard. Those are like really good newer streets. And some of the older ones we've done like up to like $2 and something and change on the square yard. Those are, we do a thicker application, like on 4th Avenue, for example. So it's around $2 or less. For the repaving, we're looking at, I mean, right now I'm guessing probably around $16 at least a square yard, and that's just repaving. Nothing on the base, it's just the asphalt. And it can range up to $22 a square yard. So it just depends on how the market is. Once we bid it here, we'll find out soon, as soon as we go out to bid. But we're looking at a comparison between $1 and $2 to $18 to $20 a square yard in difference for repaving.
That's a big difference.
So it's a huge difference.
And people need to understand that maintenance on the streets was not done before. The slurry was not done before. And the thing is, we're trying to preserve our streets the best we can. We are not a rich community. And the thing is, for us to be spending $750,000, $850,000 on a complete repavement of a subdivision or 1 or 2 streets, I wish we had that kind of money. I guess once we reach 50,000, we do get a lot. We are going to get a lot more money from the state in regards to fix our roads, but not until then. We continue doing the maintenance, and good job, Elogio, and by piggybacking, by us being in the contract with the city of Yuma has saved us a lot of money in the long run. So continue doing it. It's just one of those things. And thank you, council, for supporting the slurry seal of our streets. It's actually, we are saving money in the long run, and we are preserving our streets. So thank you, Mr. Vera. I have no further questions, and I highly recommend we continue the pavement preservation. I'll now open the floor for discussion. Vice Mayor?
Nothing, sir. I'm glad we're continuing with the 5-year project, and we just continue it.
Okay, thank you. Africa Carrasco, questions or concerns?
No, Mayor, just to comment that like, because you mentioned that there was some community members that made negative comments. Just to mention that I'm very supportive of what we do with this, because it's really nice when you drive down any of our streets in our city and we have nice roads, or, you know, at least we attempt to make our city look good. So I'm very supportive. Thank you, Lohio, for everything you do. And your staff, of course.
Thank you, Africa. Let's see here. Luis Cabrera, comments, questions, or concerns?
No, thank you, Elohio, and thank your staff for their hard work.
Thank you. Councilmember Gloria Torres?
No, Mayor, thank you. Thank you, Elohio.
Okay, Mario Buchanan Jr.?
No, none, Mayor. Thank you, Logio, and your staff. Thank you very much.
Thank you. If no more comments, questions, or concerns, I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to transfer 80,000 from the capital project budget to the pavement preservation project and approve the purchase of slurry seal application services through American Pavement Preservation for $430,000.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Thank you, Council. Thank you, Mr. Rivera.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and go with item number 5D, discussion and possible action on all matters regarding ordinance number 413, an ordinance of the mayor and city council of the city of San Luis, Arizona, amending the San Luis City Code Chapter 110 to include marijuana businesses in the general fee for business license, setting the effective date of November 30th, 2020, repealing any conflicting provisions and providing for severability. Kay?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This and the next item should be all the regulation that we need based on Proposition 207 for marijuana. This one is because Proposition 207 required that business licenses for both recreational and medical marijuana not be any different from the general fee. And so we did have some resolutions that gave a higher fee for medical marijuana. So this ordinance eliminates that and sets a provision for having just the general fee for marijuana businesses.
So this was set at a higher price, Kay, or at the same price?
For the medical marijuana, we had several $1,000s for the medical marijuana businesses, but that was the state of the law then that allowed for that. Proposition 207 eliminated the ability to do that, so this is just to comply with the law. Yeah. And the effective date goes back to the date that the proposition became law.
Okay. Yeah, I know we had limitations, and Proposition added a lot of limitations also. Did we receive any complaints, any letters or people objecting to this? Sonia?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, the city clerk's office did not receive any objections to this item.
Okay, thank you. I have no problem, no questions on this one. So thank you, Kay. I will now open it up for discussion. Vice Mayor?
None, sir. Ready to go.
Okay. Luis Cabrera, comments, questions, or concerns?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Gloria Torres, comments, questions, or concerns?
No, no question, thank you.
Thank you. Africa Carrasco, comments, questions, or concerns?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Mario Buchanan Jr., comments, questions, or concerns?
None, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. If no more comments, questions, or concerns, I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve the reading of ordinance number 413 by title only.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Sonia?
Ordinance number 413, an ordinance of the mayor and city council of the city of San Luis, Arizona, amending the San Luis City Code chapter on 110 to include marijuana businesses in the general fee for business licenses, setting an effective date, repealing any conflicting provisions, and providing for severability.
Thank you, Sonia. I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve and adopt ordinance number 413.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Item number 5E, discussion and possible action in all matters regarding resolution number 2155, the resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of San Luis, Arizona, setting the business license fee for marijuana businesses to the same as in general applicable to other businesses due to Arizona changes under Proposition 207, repealing any conflicting provisions and providing for severability. Okay?
This is a resolution setting the fee. The ordinance allows for the setting of the general fee, and this one sets the fee at $100, which is the business license fee for most of our businesses. And
Oh, they
that's all it
really
does.
did their homework, did they? Huh?
Yes, they covered a lot of ground with that. I think it was a 17-page
Yeah,
proposition.
it was pretty long. I knew that. Jeez, there's a lot of stuff in it. Yeah, I have no questions, so I'm gonna go ahead and open the floor for discussion. Vice Mayor?
None, sir.
Okay, Africa Carrasco.
None, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Luis Carrera,
No, Mayor, thank you.
Gloria Torres,
No, Mayor, thank you.
Mari Buchanan Jr.
None, Mayor, thank you.
Yeah. So we have no comments, questions, or concerns. I will now take a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve resolution number 2155 as presented.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna go ahead and go with the summary of current events by mayor, city council members, and or city manager pursuant to ARS 38-431.02. First and foremost, I would like to thank staff, Parks and Recs, everyone who was involved in the Mascota Mania event. It's such a big hit, and I saw people from other places that are not residents actually bring in their pets, and so it's a big hit. This one we couldn't do it virtual, so and there was a lot of social distancing that I saw. And Louis, thank you staff, police, PD for providing the security and the different and all departments who participated. It was a very good event, and I heard very good comments. And one comment that I read said we should have it twice a year. We don't have it twice a year, do we? No, ¿verdad? Tadeo?
No, no, Mayor.
Yeah, no, sí, porque the comment was we should have it twice a year. You know, me quedé pensando, no, we don't have it twice a year. But it's an excellent project, and it's a good way to vaccinate our dogs, our pets, our family members, and great job. And so one more thing, today I was part of a discussion panel, and this discussion panel, we basically talked about, it was all the different entities to include the Arizona-Mexico Commission, different organizations, and all the heads of the different departments in regards to transportation, tourism, in regards to export, imports, were also present. Representative from the different agencies involved. The governor's office was also there. The governor from Sonora representative was also there, and the discussion items were the ports. And Port of Entry 1 was the topic that was discussed first. And I would just like to make a comment that most of the times, the vast majority of times, this is the first time the City of San Luis project is put first. So that was a big plus for me. Normally, we have to wait lots of time, and no, everyone is in agreement that Port of Entry 1 is a priority for CBP. We also heard it from the governor's office, from Juan Esquimani, and we support all ports, the ports of Nogales, the ports of Douglas, the new port of Douglas. And I guess the priority right now is Port of Entry 1 and the new port of Douglas number 2. And I believe Nogales is going to be put on a 5-year plan. We were there probably maybe 4 years ago. And fortunately enough, we do have $150+ million already in the bank. And the GSA is almost done with the plan, but we're waiting for Mexico to commit to the underpasses. There's been other suggestions, but everyone in the U.S. side is basically hoping that Mexico will commit, because it will cause delays. And if Mexico does not commit to the underpasses, and using Alchibal and Avenida Morelos as a viable entrance to Mexico, it's gonna basically, we're not gonna get any new infrastructure going southbound. We're gonna have 12 new lanes. We're gonna have basically a new port of entry, but yet we're still gonna have the same barriers and the same entrance to Mexico, it doesn't make any sense, because with the opening of 12 lanes, if close to 9 million people crossed last year, those numbers are probably gonna probably double, because there's going to be more lanes available, so more people are going to cross. And hopefully by then the restrictions will be over. So it's going to make a big impact in our community. It's going to impact our streets. It's going to impact Juan Sanchez Boulevard. That's why we're looking for funding for the expansion of Juan Boulevard. So it's going to cause a lot of changes on Main Street, a lot of changes to the city of San Luis as we know it, because of the number of vehicles crossing. And also the maintenance of streets, Mr. Vera, is also going to get involved, because there's going to be a lot more wear and tear. And unfortunately, we can't use those numbers to ask for more money. We need to ask our federal government, but for the state, they don't take that into account, unfortunately. But it was a good meeting. From it, it was, a representative from Mexico, the different entities, the important entities are going to come to San Luis Colorado and speak to the mayor. Mayor Yescas has been integral in promoting and supporting. So has the governor. They have supported the alternative using the Avenida Morelos and Archibald as a viable entrance to Mexico. So the federal government, the Mexican federal government, is the one that's basically looking and possibly saying, well, we need more studies, but there's only so many studies you can do. We are progressing, we are going forward, and unfortunately, if Mexico does not commit, we are not gonna get a new entrance southbound, and we're still gonna see the long lines that occur in the evenings, and that's one of the things we really wanna work on. And everyone was emphasizing that, so hopefully we can get a commitment within the next couple of weeks. And but it was a long 3 hours, but the key people were there, and everyone was in support of our port, including the other mayors, and I myself supported their projects, and so it was a very productive and very good meeting. So busy week. So thank you. I'll now open the floor. If there's any comments, concerns, or you did something or any updates.
Mayor, if I may add to your comments in regards to the meeting this morning.
Please.
Like you mentioned, we did get to go first this time. It's one of the first times, probably not the first, but one of the good times that we got to go first.
Yeah.
It was a good hour and 15-minute discussion, just focused on San Luis. What I did like is Mr. Kleppe's comments that within 6 months, they plan to have a design and out to bid. So hopefully within 6 months to the next 10 months, we'll see some movement in regards to the bidding process for the contractor. And they're trying to do this still as one project, pending the additional, what is it that we need?
I need 90 million.
90 million.
Yeah.
That way the contractor doesn't have to rebid again. So at least within 6 months, he plans to have something there. I did like also the positive feedback from the Mexico federal agencies that this time they didn't completely say that they didn't have the money, that they were open-minded to provide the funding needed to the local municipality. So that was a good positive feedback that we got. So it looks like we're moving forward, and hopefully within a year we'll break ground on something.
And I think the different entities have been discussing and talking, and the thing is, I think they're feeling a little bit of pressure because it benefits both communities. If you look at it, I mean, whatever happens here, it benefits everyone. So, no, it was very productive, and hopefully GSA is on it, CBP is also on it. So we have all the support. So if we can find those $90 million, hopefully in the next, not in the budget year 2020. I mean, yeah, actually we're looking for 2022. So we're going to be knocking on doors again, and we do have the support of the Arizona delegation. And so it is not about party; it's about the benefit of our state. So it was a very good discussion. So anyone else? No. Okay. I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Have a good night, guys. Thank you. Stay safe, please.